So something I wanted to talk about from the World Health Organization's Q&A is what are the symptoms of COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So some symptoms include fever, tiredness, and dry cough, pains, nasal congestions, runny nose or throat or diarrhea are also symptoms of the coronavirus. Runny nose is more indicative of the common cold than the coronavirus. So if it's mostly the runny nose, I believe it wouldn't be as much of a worry, but you should, if you're still feeling like a fever, you should either way I'd say to get yourself tested if you could, if you are feeling that like you have something. I don't want to provide medical advice because nothing I say in terms of that forefront should be taken at all seriously. I don't claim to be a medical professional or an expert in any of this. I claim more towards commentating on this based off of my worldly wisdom and experience. That being said, nothing I say should be taken seriously. I'm just trying to inform people based off of what I feel might be misinformation going on. But nothing I say should be taken seriously. Take advice on your own risk. All of that. That being said, the most common symptoms, as you know, are those. Plus, besides that, obviously, if you have fever, a very indicative sign is difficulty breathing as a result of you having these flu-like symptoms. If you have especially difficulty breathing, that's something that is very prominent with COVID-19. In terms of how does COVID-19 spread, it could be transmitted through air. It's definitely important that you stay at least 3 feet away from someone. Try avoiding touching the eyes, the nose, or the mouth. Use disinfectants regularly and all of that. So who is at risk of developing severe illness? Is COVID-19 the same as SARS, which is not? COVID-19 is generally speaking is one that the virus that causes COVID-19 and the one that causes the outbreak of SARS are related to each other genetically, but the diseases are quite different. So what should I wear to protect myself? So this goes back to masks and all that with air filtration. And then looking at incubation period. So the World Health Organization is a good resource in terms of that. And besides that, they also have their own data dashboard. It's not as updated as it's on Hopkins University one, at least in terms of time, at least from my experience in terms of the times I looked at it. But that being said, it's still nice because it's organized and have labels and stuff like that, so it's still a quite useful resource in terms of how they actually allow you to look at the data. And also they label it more towards by actual country rather than breaking it down to cities. So from that, I think you could look at cumulative territories, but it doesn't do it in the same way as Johns Hopkins University. So that unfortunately is more of a downside to it, but it allows it to at least be cleaner in terms of how it looks. So you have 987 in the US, Mexico 11, Honduras 2, and then you could look at Spain 2,140 and see all of these different data points in terms of confirmed cases, and then you could look at deaths and all that stuff. So yeah, those are things that I just wanted to go over.